What's up, sports bettors? I have a ridiculous bet on Cowboys Bengals. I think it may be my favorite best bet of the weekend, so let's go ahead, let's get into it. Cowboys obviously struggling. Bengals obviously struggled in week 1. Both teams are 0-1 heading into week 2, and what you'll notice is the Cowboys are best offered at plus 282 odds on Sports Interaction, which is a Canadian bookmaker, right? The best price you can get on the Bengals is minus 294. So the Bengals are roughly 75% to win this game according to betting markets. And again, as a sports bettor, it's completely free to browse odds on OddsJam for any market you want to bet on, team total, point spreads, totals, player props, and you need to be browsing odds if you want to make money sports betting. If you are getting ripped off and placing bets at plus 260 on DraftKings when their sportsbooks offering plus 280, you're never going to make money sports betting, right? It's very basic, very logical. Sports betting 101 is you have to be browsing lines and looking for value. And granted, it may not seem like a massive difference, the difference between plus 250 to plus 282, but what you have to remember is you're not expected to win every bet as a sports bettor. The pros versus recreational bettors, there's like a difference of 4 or 5% on how often they win point spread bets. So it's really about finding value, squeaking out, edge, profit margin where you can. So definitely don't bet on the Cowboys plus 250 on Resorts World Bet. But anyways, the play I have is actually going to be a point spread bet. And what's interesting about this bet is it's on WynnBet Sportsbook, okay? So WynnBet Sportsbook, every Thursday, they have a happy hour where they offer reduced juice on one NFL game. So instead of the typical, minus 110, minus 110, or minus 120, minus 120, minus 115, they reduce the juice to only minus 102 on both sides, as you can see right here. So why is this good for us as a sports bettor? Well, usually as a sports bettor, right, on most point spreads, so I hammered it for $3,000, long story short, as you can see right here, but we can kind of go through the math behind this bet as well. I love this bet. Is what you'll see is, hey, most of the spreads are minus 110, minus 110. So you have to bet $11, right? You have to bet $11 to win back 10. That's the sportsbook's advantage. That's the vig, the juice. They make you bet 11 to win 10. So with a typical point spread bet, you have to be winning over 52.4% of your wagers to be profitable in the long run, right? Recreational bettors win on point spreads 50% of the time, which is why they lose money. The pros, the sharps, people who do this full time for a living, they're winning 55% of the time, 54, 56% of the time, depending on how good they are. So when WynnBet reduces their juice to minus 102, it becomes a lot easier to have a leg up on the sportsbook because you only have to be winning your spread bets 50.5% of the time to break even, as opposed to 52.38%, right? So, minus 102 just means you barely need an edge over the house. You need, as opposed to just flipping a coin randomly, which is 50-50. If you were to just blindly bet on Bengals minus 7.5 or Cowboys plus 7.5, at minus 102 juice, you're still not even losing that much to the vig or the vig or the juice. So lower juice definitely makes it easier to find sharper bets as a sports bettor. When sportsbooks have minus 115 juice, you have to be winning 53.5% of your spread bets, to break even. So you always want to look for markets with low juice and sportsbooks that offer low juice. And what you'll notice is right here, right, we find a positive EV bet. So OddsJam constantly scanning, all these odds, kind of updating them in real time. So whenever WynnBet happy hour starts, OddsJam's like, yo, we're going to find the opportunities. And what you'll notice is, minus 102, which they had on the Cowboys plus 7.5, is pretty insane value, right? Pinnacle, which is the sharpest sports book, they're pricing this at minus 114. Resorts World Bet, PointsBet, pricing it at minus 120. FanDuel has it slightly favored at minus 112. DraftKings has it juiced to minus 121. And then the Betfair exchange, a very liquid peer-to-peer betting exchange, only has 9 cents in juice, and they have this at minus 115, and that's an arbitrage bet, right? You could bet on this minus 102, that plus 106, and earn a risk-free profit. So that's pretty good. That seems pretty good. So all the markets, Pinnacle has only 12 cents in market width, Betfair Exchange only 9 cents. So we have high confidence that this bet is profitable, right? Like you can take Pinnacle's market, put it into a no vig odds calculator. The true price is minus 108 with the vig removed to the sharpest sportsbook in the world. So the true price, according to Pinnacle, the sharpest bookmaker, is going to be minus 108. We bet it at minus 102 right here. So we're getting value, right, at minus 102 odds. So this is a bet I'm pretty happy with. And then you can do that for the rest of the sports books as well. The Betfair Exchange is pretty active, plus 106, minus 115 is their market. So true price is minus 110. We're getting minus 102. We're getting better odds than the true price according to the Betfair Exchange. So you can do that with every sports book, and you'll see this minus 102 is very clearly a good bet, right? A bet you want to be on. So I locked it in. The bet has a 1.83% profit margin. So 1.83% profit margin, $3,000 stake. Our bet has $55 in profit margin. And again, like as a sharp bettor, you're not going to win every bet, but when your bets all have a positive edge and you have high confidence that your bet is profitable, like we do here, this minus 102 looks incredible to the entire sports betting market. It's an arbitrage bet to the Betfair Exchange, and it's a pick'em market. You could bet the Bengals minus 7.5 at plus 102 on Pinnacle. So very clearly getting 12 cents of improvement from Pinnacle when the market only has 12 cents of VIG baked into it is pretty ridiculous value at minus 102. So really high profit margin on this play. So again, that's what I'm looking for as a sharp bettor, right? I'm constantly refreshing the OddsJam software and just trying to find out, okay, where's the next positive EV bet? Because again, you're not going to win every single positive EV bet you place, but you're going to win in the long run. So like it's kind of your goal to just place as many as you can on a daily basis. You're like forming your own, portfolio hedge fund of mathematically profitable bets. So it's how many can I place? How many can I place? More is merrier. So two good team total bets. This looks incredible. Carolina Panthers over 20.5 points. So maybe that's a bet you want to look at as well. The market's dynamic. It's always changing. Lineups are changing. Odds are changing. You never know when a sportsbook's going to screw up, right? So if you want to make the big bucks sports betting, you got to do it consistently. You got to do it more. So hopefully you found this video helpful. Let's go Cowboys plus 7.5, and let's make some money.